So a couple of months back, an OG YouTube prankster turned IRL streamer named Vitaly got himself in trouble over in the Philippines. And at first it really just seemed like...
Do we have to educate? You guys know who Vitaly is right now, by now, right? I guess I shouldn't assume that because there was literally a whole entire group of individuals that thought that he was just a kick streamer. They actually threw him in a category of like, yeah, this guy is just like was nothing and then became a kick streamer. This guy has been around for like 15 years in this industry. Yeah. He's like an original prankster, an original goof. He's known for going very extreme with his content. Just for context. So for anybody that's watching this, this is not a kick streamer. This is a content creator. Yes, he started streaming on Kick with some new series and stuff, but he's been creating content in the world of online social media for well over a decade.
Like the latest idiot who travels abroad documenting their crimes for the world to see, really believing he is truly invincible.
Can I shove this up your booty?
What?
Is that okay or no? They won't recognize me.
They're gonna call more security with that one.
I have a question for you.
I mean, this is what I was talking about with the IRL shit. I don't care how big of an OG he is or how funny he is. This is the shit that's just stupid. It's just dumb. Dude, pronounce your works. You're speaking with a lisp. Okay, let's try that again. Again, I think there's room to like respect one's hustle. Personally, me, I will never be a fan of the content where people specifically go out of their way to be annoying to other human beings for the sake of content. I know that way back in the day, the prank era was like super funny, and it makes us a bit hypocritical because like we enjoyed a lot of that stuff, and there's like certain pranks that are still funny today. But like, guys, a lot of this is just unoriginal, just trying this. How can I go be annoying to another human being? And it's just, I don't get it. I don't get it.
When he went to the police station, and especially at his public press announcement, he was still openly mocking their people, and basically he made it seem like the entire situation was an absolute joke to him, laughing and taking the time to make faces for the camera. But quickly, Vitaly would face the wrath of the Philippines.
There's always a line. Well, also too, what's the world that this is made up? You guys think that there's maybe an ounce of he's actually just been chilling on vacation? Imagine if this was all a prank. So what makes this super interesting is if you search up this guy's name, I mean, it's just something to think about. If I don't know. So chat found this guy and said, Johnvic Ramul, Secretary of Interior and Local Government of the Philippines. Imagine he had an IMBD record. That's his local office. Okay. So then we can verify it as legit. It's odd timing.
Was still openly mocking their people, and basically he made it seem like the entire situation was an absolute joke to him. But quickly, Vitaly would face the wrath of the Philippines government, their president Bongbong Marcos, and the Secretary of Government Johnvic Ramula. While he awaits his trial, Vitaly has been thrown in their immigration detention center, and we've already discussed how vile and disgusting these living conditions are.
Shut up, Chad. Stop scaring my mom. I'm not going to jail. I'm literally gonna have fun, talk to girls, eat some ice cream. I'm not doing anything fucking... Mom, I'm not doing anything crazy.
He could come up with so many other bits of content and do so much better. I don't know why he resorts to any of this.
Guys, today from Vitaly's last stream before he got detained, and just watching this stream back, it's very clear to me that he was extremely paranoid. His mom was very worried about him being arrested, and he was also clearly intoxicated or under the influence of some other substance running around the streets, while also still harassing people despite apparently trying to be on his best behavior.
No, but let's just walk around and have fun. I'm not gonna fuck around with anybody for now. We'll see how long it lasts. The shots are kicking in. I came to this country and
like, I get it. It's like the idea of like the sheer fact that I'm even talking about it. That's why he does it. Why this video is made about him. It's got 1 million views. Everybody's made videos about him talking about the situation. But Jesus Christ, just like, why? I blame TikTok. I honestly do. I think the rush of dopamine has lowered the quality of people's ability to come up with good content. Yeah, that's literally why I'm reacting to it right now. So I get why he's doing it, but holy fuck, there's so many other things you could do besides.
I came to this country and somebody told me to take this rhino pill. You know rhino?
No, I
It's
didn't.
Bro,
like a-
tweaking
it's
and
like a
gatekeeping.
pill.
Okay.
So I took it and my PP won't go down. What do I do? Okay,
Release yourself, mate.
do you think your wife can help me? No? Okay, I'm so sorry.
Air conditioning, eh? Can I make love to you? Sexy time? Kiss, kiss.
You guys think he's tweaked out? He's got to be at this point. Don't mind giving people hard times for fun, but not to the point. Yeah. Okay, I think that's a good point. That's a good point. Like, there's no punch line to his, haha, just kidding, gotcha. And anybody who enjoys this content is probably just a fucking online fucking imbecile. Oh God, it was so funny that what he just did there. I couldn't even imagine a fucking person doing that. Reacting to anything that we've seen so far and be like, oh, that was fucking hilarious. Now that was funny. 1010, his pupils are big as fuck, definitely geeked.
where and when this case will be moving forward. And let me just tell you guys right off the bat, it's not looking good for this guy. Now, a lot of this information is coming from the Philippine media company GMA Integrated News.
Well, there we
They
go.
often are the ones to have access to quotes from the president and other people involved in handling
Wow.
this situation. That's where this guy Romula comes in to say that Vitaly actually wrote him a letter begging for his freedom. This news anchor comes on and explains that in his note, Vitaly
Not
claims
good.
he is developing mental health issues during his time at the detention center. You know, I guess waking up to rats in your face and the smell of piss in the corner piling up will do that.
Yeah, I heard that place is not good. I have a buddy that went to the Philippines and he's like, ooh, no.
But honestly, this is an Asian country, dude. They do not want to hear about your mental health issues.
No.
I mean, honestly, that's the exact lesson that they wanted to teach his ass, like this is not a game. It's also very ironic because Vitaly is likely the type of person to clown on someone for saying they have depression or anxiety, but now he wants to use it as his scapegoat to freedom.
Wow. Wait, is he actually somebody that would give somebody else shit for that? That's crazy. Then to use that? That's insane.
On the other hand, Romula describes Vitaly as an undesirable alien who overstepped his boundaries out in public.
Na he's suffering from mental health issues daw.
Issues. Ano yung pakiusap niya?
Na kung pwede i-drop na yung mga kaso, na hingi siya ng
Asking
patawad.
for
Yeah,
forgiveness.
so basically this guy does not give a fuck about any of that. He basically said, oh, you poor little piss baby.
Well, yeah, lo and behold, you know, these I mean, guys, some of these countries are just trying to live their fucking life. This culture of like shock factor live stream degeneracy, they're not going to want you, they're not going to just let you come over and make content out of the way that they live. In what fucking world? It's like the Johnny Somali guy. He should be glad he's not in North Korea. That's very true. But like also too, like you should just not be over there doing the shit. It's not fucking rocket science. Like really? That's what your brain comes to now? That's what you think you have to do to seek attention online to these extremes? There's got to be other fucking ways. There has
Out on
to
a
be other
limb and guess
scenarios.
that as Vitaly lays his head on the stomach of a shirtless Asian man, while bugs are flying around his face and he has withdrawals from not being on steroids and other drugs he was likely abusing, he really wishes that he hadn't acted like such an asshole to this guy Romula's face over and over again. I mean, y'all know that Romula saw that shit on playback and thought, oh, you think you're better than us?
Oh, yeah,
you think
for sure.
this shit is a joke or the Philippines all
Yeah, that's the worst thing. He tried to he tries to create a bit out of being there. And then he tries to create a bit out of being punished for creating a bit for being there. And they're already fucking mad. They're already not having it with the original bit. Now you want to take the fact that you're in there for this bit and try to make a bit with that. What do you think was going to fucking happen? Unless there's a crazy world where this whole time he's like, okay, I'm probably going to get in trouble for some time, but the result for said situation is worth it. I mean, he could be that far gone. I don't know. He really could. He really could. Like, oh, I'll take 18 months in a jail there to come back and have everybody talk about me. America's too forgiving with these guys. We protect idiots too much. They feel like they can go anywhere and do this shit. This is a perfect example of fuck around, find out. I agree with that. I agree with that. Yeah, I think it starts with here. We don't do enough here, so they articulate this idea that the rest of the world is going to be even easier.
Well, I'm gonna make sure to really fuck you up now. I'm gonna make it my personal mission. And so he's saying, fuck the mental health, these actions will not be overlooked, and that Vitaly will be facing 3 charges soon, all for unjust fixation, which is essentially like a disturbing the peace charge, with the key caveat being that this is a crime that occurred without violence. It does seem like the ones pressing these charges are the 2 security guards who he was messing around with, stealing their bikes, their hats, and trying to make a mockery.
I mean, it's hard to feel sympathy. He's getting charged for the things that he's getting charged. Is it fair to say, guys? Is it fair to say he's not in there for the wrong reasons? Yeah, like it's hard to feel sympathy.
Now, the rumor was that after he got detained, Vitaly actually tried to buy these guys off in the form of a financial settlement for them to drop these charges, but they apparently held strong and wanted to see this man convicted. After all, despite what some of these influencers might think, you can't just always throw money at your problems and expect them to go away. I really do believe that some of these guys think that because they hand out money on camera, they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
That's call the police. Call the police.
The whole Mr. Beast era of content really kind of fucked with a lot of people's heads, huh? Like, oh, I can do stupid shit and just pay for it and get away with it.
Call the police and I'll show what I did for the country. How much I donated to the poor. What I did in the hood. Call the police. I'm not even gonna get into that, bro. I'm not, bro. It's insane. Praying for people, freaking donating to the kids. It's never good enough for anybody, bro. I swear, bro. I need to make my own fucking YouTube kick.
Brother, you don't get to just pay for your negative debts to society with money. What? You don't get to just say you're a good person because you give some of your profits for being a shitty person to people. That doesn't just give you an automatic pass. Like, think about that. He's trying to generate revenue by being an asshole to people and ruining their days for, haha, gotcha. And then because he gives a little bit of that back to other people, he just gets the pass. That makes as much sense as hitting someone than say, sorry, I'll pay you so it's okay that I did that then. I mean, no, even worse. It's like going and hitting 10 people for video footage and then saying, I'm going to give this homeless guy on the corner down the street a little money. Because, like, all the people that he's doing prank shit to, like when he walks up to the guy on the street and does the, oh, shit, he's not giving anything to these guys. The people that are actually getting their day fucked with, he's not giving anything to them. You're just turning somebody's normal day into a piece of content for you, just annoying them to try to get a reaction and to get the audience to give a reaction so you can make more money. And then he's turning around on off time and saying, well, I'm donating a little money to kids, so that makes up for everything. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Okay, well, hey, guys, if that's the case, I'm just going to constantly be a piece of shit from now on. I'm gonna treat everyone like ass. I'm going to fucking ruin everybody's day that I see from now on. But hey, at least on Sunday, when I go to church, I'll donate a little bit to the church. Yeah, exactly. I thought that's what my tipping at church was for. Thought that just completely washed me of all my sins. Hey, at least I tipped the church this week.
Sometimes it really is about the principle of what you did to someone.
It is.
And in this case, they want to set the example that their country is not to be fucked with.
The worst kind
Batay
of people.
sa resolusyon
It
ng
is.
Prosecutor's Office ng Taguig, merong sapat na ebidensya para magkaroon ng reasonable certainty of conviction para sa krimeng unjust vexation.
If I end up in jail, you know where to find me. If I don't respond to your text, I'm going ballistic right now by myself. So
Now, something else he notes here is that they did recently drop those theft charges. I'm not sure if these stemmed from the incident where he got on the
Hey,
cop's
religious
bike and kind
daddy.
of drove away.
Clearly, I
or
am
maybe when he
absolved
tried
of
to
being
steal.
an asshole because I am better off financially.
Pretty good news for Vitaly in the end. I really thought that they were going to throw the book at him.
The civil trial, I think it's civil criminal, maybe it's criminal, it'll maybe last 2 to 3 years. Then the minimum charge, I think, will be 5 years per guilty verdict.
But here is the part where it really looks like Vitaly is fucked. Because even though he would likely only spend 1 to 4 years behind bars for these 3 charges,
Bro. 1 to 4 years in that prison, though? Oh my God. What would you think they'd rather do? Do you think they'd rather do 1 to 4 years in that prison or 10 years in an American prison? That's why I dislike IRL streaming. Not all, but the majority do dumb shit like this. Well, yeah, it was just like the example today. We showed 2 YouTube IRL streamers, very small streamers, had this beef. And just yesterday, one of them just walked up to the other in Las Vegas and fucking killed the other.
When he actually gets out, there is literally nowhere for him to go because he was a green card holder here in America and was also still a citizen of Russia where he is from. But now representatives from the Philippines have been calling around, and neither America nor Russia is choosing to accept him in the event that he does get deported. Russia, his homeland, has literally said they have disowned Vitaly, with their officials emphasizing that they are in favor of him facing justice and consequences for his—
Oh, no. Oh, that's why you guys said he's cooked. Oh, my God.
Bro, if Russia refuses you, say ain't cooked.
Oh, yeah, that's bad. I had no idea
You know how
about
fucked
that.
up you got to be for Russia to hate you?
Oh, my God. I had no idea. That's why this is bad. So, like, even if he has a chance of, like, the other countries, like, I was going to try to make up a scenario in the head of, like, what if the other countries say, like, hey, we'll put him in prison here, let him out. They don't even want that. Wow. Think of, like, guys, it's just exactly what he said. This is the principle of, like, why you don't be a piece of shit to people in public. It's just, people are tired of it, man. I explained that when the Jack Dougherty or whatever era blew up, and like he'd be going up to these people and like in grocery stores and malls and just like trying to act tough with them. And then you guys seen those clips, the security guard jumps in, yada, yada, yada. Like I try to point out.
More like extra dick in.
Oh my God. Like I try to point out so many times, you guys never know what a person's going through. You should not be making a normal citizen a part of your content if it involves no rewarding punchline. I think that's an easy way to draw the line. You see some of these like pranks where somebody will like snip the headphones, but that's because they're giving them a $500 pair of headphones, or like you do something funny and like they get a PlayStation. It's like double-edged sword to say like, hey, we don't like the pranking videos, because there are pranking videos that are done in good taste. I think that's easy to say, right, guys? Can we all agree on that? There's some pranking out there that could be done in good taste to where there's an end reward for the individual going through the situation. And hey, sometimes in that process, you may catch a stray, and that's fine. And that's
Maybe
fine.
just fucking ask people if they want to be a part of it.
Well, yeah, it kind of takes away the lure of the prank, though, right? Everyone is strapped in the U.S. is more crazier to fuck around with people here. You never know when someone's having a bad day. Well, that happened in the mall that one time. The guy got shot. The guy that was just delivering food, he just wasn't having a bad day. And that's just like the case in point. A lot of people are just living their life. You don't know if somebody you're coming across just went through a breakup. They just lost their mom. They just like found a fucking loved one hurt or something, or God, like, you know what I mean? You never know what somebody's going through. I think while social media is becoming rampant in our day-to-day lives, we should not be glorifying this. And I think it was only a matter of time until people got made an example of. And boy, this makes an example of them, huh?
actions, even warning their people that when they travel abroad, they need to respect the local cultures and their
true.
laws. Clearly
true.
not wanting—
We witnessed that with the, remember Logan Paul did that, guys?
I would
Remember
rather ruin the prank to make sure I'm not getting bodied. 97% of content is staged, so no reason to not cross your T's
Okay,
and dot your
true.
I's.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. That's a good point. But I mean, we've been seeing this for years, guys. We've been seeing this for years. Remember like Logan Paul with the suicide forest? I mean, that caused ripples. Here's why it's also healthy that people need to be made an example of, because sometimes you get to extremes, and there is goodness in some aspects of a certain thing till somebody takes it too far. Doing YouTube and vlogging on YouTube is not a bad thing. What Logan Paul did obviously took it too far. People IRL streaming is not a bad thing. I think we can agree with that. There's a lot of good, wholesome.
You need a
IRL
martyr to tamp down dipshits.
That's okay. Yeah, true. There's a lot of good people that IRL stream. The glorification of IRL streaming solely to ruin somebody else's day, not so good. Somebody's got to be held an example of it. And then this is naturally, in society, this is how you make lines, and you don't cross the line. There's also a negative to this game, actually. There's also a negative to this as well. The amount of people that see the attention that he's getting people will do crazy shit for some attention online. While you make an example out of this situation, it's bad because of the glorification. I mean, we're reacting to this. This video's got, let's see, how many views right now? 725,000 views in 6 days. Many other people, Johnny Somali is being made an example of. But the bad thing is there's a side of the internet that sees shit like this and they're like, oh my God, look at what everybody's talking about. Everybody's talking about them. This is a guy I used to watch on YouTube years ago. And now look at the attention that he's getting from doing this. Unfortunately, there's a side of the internet that's pure brain rot and will actually take from this and look up to this, which is very sad.
Especially one who has essentially disavowed his own home country in favor of America, who has also said at this point that Vitaly is not their problem. Obviously, right now, there are not nearly as many people coming into this country, and with the whole immigration situation, they likely look at Vitaly like he fucked up his golden ticket.
Fuck dopamine addicts. Put the phone down, lick grass, bust ass.
The problem is the miserable IRL streamers are the most popular and get the most attention. You're right. You're right. The problem is this is going to get more attention this week than some of the IRL streamers that were just out doing like fun stuff, right? You know, shock factor content always sells. This is the world star hip hop stuff that they glorify this behavior. Yep. You're right.
Guys, the Philippine prison where he is likely going to be heading pretty soon is even worse than where he is currently at.
Wow.
These prisons are described as overcrowded and unsanitary. Every night you sleep body to body with a stranger. And for example, if a facility was designed to house 1,000 prisoners, they would try and squeeze 5,000 people into that space. This overcrowding obviously leads to a lot of illness, disease, and in some cases even death.
The struggle for survival begins. A struggle for space, for air to breathe. There is no access to food or water. The prisoners must persevere in one of the most overcrowded jails in the world.
Now, we don't
This is going to get more attention
than
than me and Trump having a North Korea-sponsored boxing match on top of my new Jupiter rocket.
Oh, this is bad, boys. This is bad. Why would you even take this risk? Surely you had to do a little bit of research.
He may have gotten 4 years, but let's be honest. As a foreigner, he is making it 5 months.
Well, that's the thing to consider. Is in a living situation like this, like, you guys realize in different parts of the world how many just sicknesses and illnesses your immune system is not built for? This is why, like, you travel and you drink water somewhere else so you can get sick for it. I mean, guys, we moved fucking 500 miles. And just the differences in pollen versus hay. Like, growing up, living 30 years where I grew up, and then moving every year, I get wrecked by pollen. Pollen, chat. This guy is traveling in a part of the world and is living in an area where these people have been living on top of each other.
Vitally cheeks getting spread by some jack lady boy in that prison.
Oh, no, man.
Nuts to butts and gangrene. Enjoy Vitally.
Oh, my God. Well, I think...
The immune system difference is what decimated Native Americans when the Spanish and English crossed the ocean.
Yeah, I think it's pretty telling too. I don't have a sick group of viewers. I think I have a pretty like, everybody just kind of lives their life, and I'm not seeing one person in here so far that's sympathetic towards the situation, and I think that speaks volumes. I think people are just tired of this shit, man. People are tired of this shit. Even being a streamer, man, I'm I take a little bit of pride going out there and saying I'm a streamer. I stream. And when people start creating a culture and a habit that makes it become something less of, like, I get a little bit of, I extend a little bit of excitement on my end for the fact that he's being made an example of. I don't like seeing people fucking be in the shittiest situation possible.
What do you mean I'm not sick? You haven't seen my 720 Nolly truck fakie.
Shut the fuck up.
Sentenced, or what prison he will be going to. But like I said, this guy Ramula really seems like he has made it his personal mission to see that they make an example out of Vitaly. So I really would not be surprised if he ends up in one of the worst places they have to offer. And you guys also have to keep in mind that this clown already skated much worse charges here in America. So maybe this is really just bad karma finally catching up to him. But I still think the most interesting thing to see will be when he actually gets out, where he will go. Because obviously no one wants his ass back in their country, and they're not going to waste their resources to do so.
Good video. Good video. For the video's sake, I'll be sure to link it in the description.
Oh my God, what the hell happened to Ninja?
That terminology right there is why. I don't think Vitaly is making it far in prison. They are using him as a deterrent for any other foreigner intending to do the same.
I don't wish ill on a lot of people. You know, obviously I wouldn't want him to be hurt in this situation. Maybe I'm being too sympathetic. Maybe I'm being too nice of a human being. But also, too, it's like, Jesus, man. Like, how far do you got to take things? A year ago, I reacted to his How to Catch a Predator series, and his community was fucking irate that I didn't paint him in a picture. All I said was, like, the reason why he's doing this shit is not good because he's chasing clout over solving problems. And people didn't understand what I meant by that. And this just goes to show, once he got done with doing that shit, it's like, let's go to that next chase of dopamine to get more attention. And that's just a bad road to go down. Hey, guys, if you want to IRL stream, maybe don't go around treating people like a piece of shit for your content. Yeah, people need to learn lessons somewhere. It's hard to feel sympathetic in this situation. This isn't like this is just his first time trying to find a little bit of online success. This guy has time and time again tried to push the envelope to get clicks. So it's hard to feel a sense of sympathy. I wish the best for the man, but guys, maybe think twice before you go do some IRL
Most
shit
of them
for
gave
attention.
credit